Hello everyone, this class we are going to learn the poem The Phoenix of Beauty, which is written by Dr. Samitra Chakravarti. So before going to learn this poem, there was some pre-reading task about this poem. Generally, what is your idea about beauty? Okay. The beauty lies in the eyes of the beholders. Do you know any the story of phoenix bird? So look at the author's picture. This is about the brief introduction of the author. Dr. Samyutra Chakravarti, an alumnus of Calcutta University with an honors degree in English literature, secured a gold medal in her master's and PhD on the topic The Search for Identity in Contemporary British Fiction. She has taught English literature at the undergraduate and postgraduate levels in Bangalore and guide research students. She has presented papers in several national and international seminars both in India and abroad. She has published a book of poems, The Silent Cry, which is published in 2002, and co-authored a book of critical essays, The Endangered Self, 2003, a book of translations of short stories of four major Bengali women writers on women's issues is currently under publication with Oxford University Press. She is working on a second book of poems on issues related to tribal women and a habitation of some of which have already been broadcast over All India Radio. So look at the picture of phoenix. Let us read the poem deeply. It was the day after the little bud opened. Her eyes looked around at the bearers of elders, long stemmed dun petals trailing weary streamers across memories of yesterday when they shone in fragrant loops over the awning and twinkled in black prayers. She looked up at the young sun, uttered her birth cry. The pallbearers came, hidden in the heap of yesterday. She rode the weary path of the death, her young gaze fastened on the sun, older now and wiser with the wisdom that turns its gaze from the longing of young eyes for life, the desire of innocence to linger in the world with the wonder long dead, beauty stretching skeletal arms, to the sun whose first rays once smiled on the new world. Beauty dies hard, the lotus raises its head from its bed of slime. Two flowers blossom, splashed red and yellow over the dust of yesterday, and torn strips of greed. White teeth flash in suit blackened face, merry eyes dance in the hunt the dung heap unfolds. So, what do you mean by phoenix? In Greek methodology, a phoenix is a long living bird that regenerates or is otherwise born again. Associated with the sun, a phoenix obtains new life by arising from the ashes of its predecessors, and accordingly, the phoenix of beauty is an indication of the beauty of nature emerging from the ugly. Using the metaphor of lotus flower, the poet wants to bring home the fact that beautiful things are not always found in higher places of life or nature. Instead, they can evolve from the lowest of places too. This concept can surprise us because we usually look at the highest places for inspiration and beauty and totally overlook the lowest places. However, the lotus flower, being the most beautiful flower in the world, comes from slime. The poet begins the poem with the idea of future when the little bud opened to a beautiful future. All that she saw was the death of the long stems or tired petals which were very active and shining the previous day. There is a reference to the fact that the time can destroy the beauty. What was beautiful yesterday should undergo changes and become ugly tomorrow and make a way for newer beautiful things. After reflecting on the destructive power of time, the bud looks at the young sun that is forever young. While she utters her birth cry, she notices the pallbearers carrying the death. It is a dismal picture, but it is also tells her that this is the harsh truth of life. Now, after gaining this wisdom at her birth itself, the bud looks at the sun and she finds the sun very wise. The sun turns its look at the young bud that appears to be pleading for life, innocent, and also for the beauty to provide longer. But the nature is no longer innocent, it has experienced the harsh truth of life. The bud wishes for innocent to prevail in the world of guilty. The first rays of the sun had initially smiled on the new world, but now it is no longer smiles because the inhabitation of the world have changed their attitude towards nature. Finally, the poet talks about the fact that the lotus flower, though very beautiful, has risen from the bed of slime. The new flower have shades of red and yellows splashed across their petals, making them very attractive. This bright red and yellow shines over yesterday dirt and overshadows it. The poet moves on to human beings now from the flower. When the white teeth flowers in the backhand face and merry eyes dance in the hunt for something beautiful, the drug heap of coals and out comes the liberated beautiful lotus bud, the white teeth flowers. The blackened face and merry eyes describes the beauty of individual who may be having black and yet happy. The happiness of the person is reflection of the beautiful mind. When the poet says the beauty dies hard, she means that the beauty never dies, it comes back in the different form. The poet instills hope in the readers with the line. The poem at the one level explains the beauty of nature of folding from the ugliest of things, and on the other level reflects general attitude of people to disregard anything ugly, even though dung is ugly and despicable. The lotus flower blooms in the slime. Like the phoenix rises from its ashes, the beautiful lotus bud rises from the dung. The beauty also implies that the time destroys external beauty but will never dare touch the internal beauty. By attracting beauty of the female gender, the poet perhaps tries to emphasize that the fact that female of the spaces is the most beautiful in the world in different aspects, just not the external beauty but in their behavior and their kindness, fortitude, patience, and love.